Hello. Welcome to my channel once again. Um, Last time I talked about Bundesliga, on how you can play your betting on Bundesliga. This time around, I'm talking about Premier League, and we all know that Premier League is the number one, the number one now among compared to other leagues. And I have to talk about it because one you have to understand is that Premier League is complicated. It's a complicated league, but you have to be very careful. You have to know the rudiments before you play it. Two, you have to talk about, you have to be look critically on the news about these teams, about these clubs. You know, if you're talking about the five last clubs in the five bottom clubs, you critically assess them. If you're talking about the five top clubs, the table, you critically criticize them, and these are the things you have to understand. Then the motivations, which clubs are more motivated. So I can tell you that those that are more motivated are those are in the top, um, top maybe top six in the table. They can be more motivated to do better so that they can maintain their positions, and those that are in the low bottom six can be motivated and cannot be motivated. It all depends, because definitely no club is happy that they are in they're last on the table, so they would want to struggle. And if you look at it, you know that the table is tight. It's very tight. So everyone would want to do well, so that even if that person gets, if that person wins a game, it's a very huge win for them. So the things you have to also understand is that most entertaining and strict. Yeah, Liverpool. It's most entertaining. The Premier League is most entertaining and very strict this time around. Goals are complicated. Not goals are complicated. So it's strict in the sense that not those days that you can feel that when Liverpool plays, he definitely know that Liverpool will win the game. Arsenal plays, definitely know that Arsenal will win the game. Manchester. So what are you talking about? What are we talking about? So what I'm talking about in this sense is that if you're playing Premier League, you have to pick out five reliable teams for you that you know that if you play them, eventually you're gonna win out of there. So those reliable teams I can tell you is that Man City is number one in my sport. Arsenal, Manchester United, and now the top, let me say top six in my list: Arsenal, Man City, Arsenal, Manchester United. Then those that are struggling for the remaining three are between Brighton, Fulham, Tottenham, Newcastle, Liverpool, and Brentford. These are those that are struggling at that point, because these ones I mentioned now, they're probably three out of them can probably fall, can probably become fourth, fifth, sixth, as the case may be. So these are the things. Just pick them out first and start playing them. Now, the most important places you have to go in playing all these games is you have to choose the corner kicks. Corner kicks is very important now in Premier League. It does the intent now. So if you are playing corner kicks, you have to know that playing corner kicks, the top, those that are in the top six in the table and those are in the bottom six in the table, go for corner kicks and play it over 7.5. Definitely you will get you win it. And bookings as well, those in top six and those in the bottom six, go for the bookings over 2.5. Is gonna be go for the top six over 2.5, something like this. You're gonna get it, or I say gonna get it. So that's it. So these are the things you have to put in cognizance on. History is complicated now in what those days we talk about history with no. Then anytime goal scorer is also is a place you can still go. And when you're talking about, is a place you can still go in Premier League, because people like Harry Kane is definitely gonna score goals. So if you say Harry Kane will gonna score goal this match, you are not mistaken. Even if you fail it, you don't need to blame yourself about it. So anytime goal scorer does work in Premier League these days. Let's talk about anytime goal scorer in Arsenal, for example. We all know in Arsenal, anytime goal scorer, people like Odegaard, sorry, Martinelli and Saka, and if Trossard, Odegaard, these are the Nketiah. These are the people that you can trust that can score the goals for you. Okay. can score the goals for you. Then under so that's it. So you can, anytime goal scorer is good in to play in this. And then the most important one is the handicap. Handicap always I'll tell you handicap always. For example, let's put, for example, these days let's choose, for example, under handicap, Man City and Crystal Palace under handicap might not work, for example, because Man City is way they cannot work. So if you want to give Man City Crystal Palace, you can say, okay, Crystal Palace at home doesn't make any difference. If you give Crystal Palace 4, you are still having a big risk, a little bit big risk, because Man City can flog them 5-0, the case may be, so it will not work. So when you are talking about when you're talking about this, you're talking about those clubs that have not much, there's not much difference. Understand? Man City, for example, when you're talking about for example, Arsenal and Fulham, for example, it can work. You might give us Fulham a three and it goes in. You might give Fulham a three in this match and you get it. Forget about Arsenal is doing well now, but I know what I'm telling you. But give Fulham, because Fulham is also definitely doing well. I think they are seventh in the league. This is where it goes. Then you can still go on and on. And Chelsea, Leicester City handicap. Chelsea handicap. We see Leicester and Chelsea. Chelsea is now having some momentum, doing well a little bit. Leicester is shaking. So in this space, but since Chelsea is picking up, they don't give so much goals. So handicap will work here. You can decide to give Leicester City a 3, and it will go. So these are the things you have to take cognizance about handicap. Now, handicap is a vital tip in Premier League. So there are other ones you have to indulge in, which are very important for you if you are going under this. This is the half, under half. Half is a very vital, place you can go when you're playing Premier League. One of them is double chance under first half or second half. But mostly I normally choose first half because that's where this works. So if you play home or okay, Bournemouth and Liverpool is very dicey to play Bournemouth under this, but definitely you have to. The rule here is choose the stronger team that is at home. Sorry for this. Choose this, like Tottenham. If you play Tottenham, to say first half, Tottenham, first half, sorry, under half, Tottenham, double chance, home or draw, you get it. Understand? So the stronger team has to be at home for you to play the first half of double chance. First half, first goal is another one you have to do, but it's very risky. The first half handicap is where you can go. First half handicap is another place you can go. Look at it. First half handicap. Okay, so you look at it, you see that Tottenham is stronger a little bit. So what do you do in this place? If you give first half, let's say you give it to Tottenham Forest. Tottenham Forest. It might enter. It might enter. First half handicap is very good to play. Let's use Leicester and Chelsea under first half handicap. If you look at the first half handicap, how do you imagine that? Leicester is at home at Chelsea. It might end 0-0 in first half as you look at it. And if you give Leicester a 2, you might get it. So this first half handicap is very vital. Then first half DMB is another one you have to go for. Is another one. Draw no bets. People don't know what draw no bet is. Draw no bet is all about if they play draw, if they play if you choose for example this thing now, you say okay, for example you say that Leicester will under first half, under first half you're giving it just first Leicester. It means that under first half, if just Leicester wins in this match, understand, you've won the game. But if they draw on the first half, it means that the money will be returned back to you. So this time around, is it good to play it like that? Yeah, it's good. It's good to play draw no bets. First half, you can still play it the second half. So you can just give it away that away will win on the first half because Chelsea, or you can give it home. It depends maybe, but just choose. Know that there must be a stronger team like the one of Man City. Like for example, when you're playing Man City Crystal Palace, for example, and you go to half, when you go to first half handicap mode, this you always give it to Man City. Can give it to Man City here. Okay, it's very risky still. Oh man. So that's it. So there are so many other things we have to put in place here. So Premier League is so complicated. That's one thing you have to understand. And so under, like I said, goals, under goals also, you can decide to play over 0.5. You can play over 1.5. Give the home, if the home it has a stronger team, like for example Man City with Crystal Palace away. You know that Crystal Palace is Man City is better. They can be able to give over 1.5. You can just play it over 1.5 away. Okay, so there are some, you just list them, those you play under goal, like Chelsea now. Chelsea cannot, don't trust Chelsea, don't trust Leicester, under goals. So under goals, you don't even trust Tottenham under goals. You don't trust them under goals. So the ones you trust, Fulham and Arsenal under goals, you know that for home, Fulham might score 0.5, might score one goal in this match. So this is where you can go say, okay, Fulham, I give it on 0.5. Away, you can give Arsenal 0.5 as well. Thank you, thank you for listening. Please subscribe to my channel. Take care. Bye.